As you become a coach, you'll learn what winning really means. You'll begin to keep score differently, and the journey of success will mean more than its attainment. You'll see more value in people than results, and focus more on opportunities than failures. The faces will stand out over forms. You have requested, you have taken on this role, this responsibility of leadership. And I believe if you look at your role through the lens of a coach, you will lead differently. You'll lead differently. You will not be able to lead in the same way that you did even yesterday if you lead like a coach.
Michael Duke is an author, educator, entrepreneur, minister, sales professional, and coach. Leadership isn't just what he does, it's his passion.
What we want to do is we want to teach managers how to be better leaders by leading like a coach. Coaches do things unique when it comes to motivating people compared to business managers. Great coaches are very clear in their expectations. They hold people accountable through consequences that are reliable and consistent, and yet they're highly relational. Business managers don't quite lead in that same way. Business managers may be good at giving direction, but they're not good at the follow-up and the accountability like a great coach is. So in the Coach to the Goal format, our purpose is to actually teach people how to communicate and communicate consequences to their people. Get your thoughts together and begin talking with our gossip.
Tony, I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Well, I've noticed in the unit that there has been some discussions about people that are kind of outside of the work, their personal lives, or things that don't really pertain to work.
Really? What'd you hear?
Michael Duke is an experienced business leader with the heart of a great teacher. His programs are centered on creating and sustaining excellence through a sports leadership mindset. Develop and focus on the individual, not the win or loss. Michael challenges all leaders, both male and female, to simply look at their roles through the lens of a coach.
You're at a Little League game, and these kids, they're trying, right? They're trying. But they're just picking up the game. The role of the coach for 5 and 6 years olds is what? Just teaching the basics. Here's how you hold the bat. Some kids want to hold it cross-handed. It's kind of hard to swing the bat well when you hold it. So here's how you hold the bat. Here's how you put your feet in the batter's box. Here's how you hold your elbow and then swing. We want to teach you to swing. And boy, they'll swing. They'll shut their eyes and the ball will come in and they'll swing. They'll miss it by 3 feet. Way to go! Way to swing the bat. Way to swing the bat. And time goes by and they'll try, okay, coach says put your feet here and hold the bat and your elbow and this in the batter's box and swing and you get a little closer. And then the day comes, right? Coach says, okay, if I put my feet in the batter's box and I hold the bat and then one day, whap! They hit the ball and it's a hit. It goes where nobody can feel it and they run to third base. And the coach is going, you're killing me when you don't. No, the coach said, hey, great hit. Well, what do you do, Michael? Don't you talk to him? Celebrate the hit. Celebrate what they did well. And when they're walking about great hit, Johnny. We'll talk about running to first later, okay? You can make it about running to first or you can make it about the hit, can't you? Can't you? What is it with you? The way you deal with your people, is it about the running to third or is it about the hit? Because you have choices every day whether you want to build them up or whether you want to tear them down.
Michael Duke's been in sales, marketing, and leadership for over 20 years. Early in his career, he rose to become the youngest district manager in a nationwide company. Michael's managed a new business startup, a merger acquisition, and entire staffs of people and managers. He's generated sales in excess of $8 million in the advertising and publishing industry.
In the Coach to the Goal conference, the attendees say this most often. They say, Michael, we've had problems getting managers to follow through and really express to their employees how important it is for them to take action. And the managers have expressed concern about them lacking confidence or the know-how in order to motivate or get people to do the things they need to do on a regular basis. In the Coach to the Goal Conference, it's really about just that. Practical teaching about how to get managers to lead like a coach does. And coaches aren't in their office. Coaches are on the sidelines, involved with their players all the time, every day. And in the Coach to the Goal program, what we teach them is how to lead like a coach and enjoy these coaching moments on an everyday basis in order to make a positive difference in the lives of their players.
Today, Michael is a business speaker, consultant, and author. He speaks to business owners, corporate executives, and employees on innovations in teamwork, leadership, and the powerful effects of a winning mindset.
I'm a firm believer that, you could be a driver and you could be effective in the business world, but the best managers, the best leaders, the best coaches are people that love people. That's absolutely inherent. You could be good, you could be, pretty good, but if you're going to be excellent, you got to love people. Matter of fact, the worst mistake that we make oftentimes in a sales environment is who do we make the sales manager? The salesperson. And they're usually the least qualified person to be the sales manager because they're driven by their own needs, by their own goals, not the goals of others. Managers, leaders, coaches are driven to help other people win. They love to win. They just understand that they don't win on their own. They win through other people.
Michael Duke is the author of Coach to the Goal, 10 Truths to Transform Your Team into Winners. His passion is for people. He trains, recruits, and coaches leaders. He's a motivator and a problem solver. Some refer to him as Louisville's best business teacher. His clients simply call him a trusted friend and advisor.
Now think about the people that are on the team of somebody who is demeaning, degrading, unapproachable. Does that kind of person influence the performance of their players? Absolutely. Who you are matters. Who you are matters. The kind of person you are. It's not about being perfect. It's just striving to be better. It's when you're blowing it, say, I blew it. And when you make a mistake, learn from it and do better the next time. To the extent that you're transparent, to the extent that you're vulnerable, that you're a human being, to the folks around you, you will have positive influence. But if you are critical and disrespectful and degrading and distant, you will impact them negatively. They're looking for a leader. The people on your team, every one of you, the people on your team, they need a leader. They need a coach.
In Michael Duke's Coach to the Goal Leadership Conference and Keynote, he teaches people to create a culture of coaching in their organization. He believes in developing your leadership team into the mindset of a legendary coach, one who balances performance with accountability and compassion.
7 championships in a row, 10 and 12 years. And here's the takeaway. Here's what I want you to get. The coach that won all those championships, he wrote a book with some help called Wooden on Leadership. And in the book, at the end of every chapter, every major point, one of his players writes a letter kind of with his personal experience with Coach Wooden. And here's the most amazing point at all. He says, you know what? Coach Wooden never spoke of winning. Never. He never discussed winning. It was never the goal. How does the coach that won more games in his era than any other, won more championships than any other, how does a coach win without focusing on winning? Does that make any sense to you? I say it makes absolute perfect sense because he knew what the goal was. And there's never been a coach that more effectively coached the goal more than John Wooden, because he knew that if you make your people great, and they will step up and be great when greatness is required, you will win more than you'll lose.
Michael Duke's keynotes and seminars apply to everyone, from an entrepreneur to frontline managers and CEOs. The result? A cared for, connected, well-trained, and highly motivated staff. For booking information, please contact the person who provided this program.